Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as I hope and I pray that we always do. I'm not important, just a question ask. I'm just a question asker. My name is Raheen out of Atlanta, but we have our family that's going to be here with us for a little bit. I got a little comedy, something I might spill it on y'all today. I came up with this thing yesterday, and it's just to me. People tell me my sense of humor is a little different anyway, but it's funny. It's funny as hyenas coughing. It's funnier than hyenas coughing to me. And that's funny. See a hyena, and then he cough. Man, that's funny to me. That's funny. Y'all might not think that's funny, but that's funny. I got a warped sense of humor sometimes, but humor. I find humor in everything. I find humor in a lot of different things. Sometimes that other people do not find humor in. And Raheem, why you laughing at that? Man, did you see that? And I'm rolling on the floor laughing, man. Almost pee-peeing on myself. Man, listen. I find I love laughing. I love laughter. And they say laughter, that's a healing. Laughing is like a medicine. It's like a medicine. And if you could get somebody to laugh, man, I seen somebody. I was gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it that way. I seen some of the most unattractive fellas. I'm gonna say it that way. I seen some of the most unattractive fellas get some of the best looking girls you ever want to see in your life because they make them girls laugh. Them girls get with them guys and they gonna laugh the whole time. Before you know it, she done laughed the whole pants off, and he got her. Laughter is a Laughter is a beautiful thing. And I'm gonna tell you something. If a person is sick and feeling terrible, you make them laugh. I'm gonna tell you something. Now, I ain't gonna say it's gonna make the illness go away, but it will for that moment. It will for that moment. You make get that person a real good laugh, and they laughing, man. They could be sick as a dog, but they laughing, man. For the time when they laughing, they ain't thinking about that pain. They thinking about that laughter that you just gave them. And so laughter is a beautiful thing. And like I say, sometimes my sense of humor is a little different. It is. I admit it. It is what it is. But I find humor. I could laugh. I love to laugh at me. Tucson. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Mm,
Uh-oh, Tucson might got something going on over there. He didn't sound right. Uh-oh. Let's try this again. Let's try this let's try this one more go again. Let's try this one
oh,
more go again. Good morning, Tucson. How you
oh,
doing this morning?
oh.
Oh, Tucson got a lot of stuff going on over there. He got two feeds. I don't know which one. I don't know which one
I'm
to tell.
finna cut. I'm finna cut one off.
There you go. Now we're cooking with grease. Good morning.
Ooh,
Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
who that woman?
Who that is? How
Who that
much
is?
ain't that dog in the window?
Who that is? Who that is, Harpo?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But Tucson, we're talking about right now. We're talking, and this ain't our topic of the day, man. But you know how we do, man. We have our conversation before the conversation start. Tucson, we talking about laughter and how laughter is like medicine.
Mm.
Man, look at I'm gonna tell you something. If you get ready to fight somebody, y'all mad out of y'all, man, y'all just mad. I know me anyway. And something happened, and I started like, man, we gotta hold and fight for a minute, man. Hold on, man. I can't fight you right now, man. I'm laughing too hard, man. Hold on for a minute, man. Hold on, don't you hit me. Because I'm laughing, man. You can't fight when you're laughing, man. You can't when you get a real good laugh. And I said somebody that could be sick in the bed, man, in a sick bed, in so much pain. But if you go in there
Yeah.
to start and you make that person laugh, a real good laugh, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I ain't gonna say that the pain, the illness, I ain't gonna say all that's gonna go away, but it will for that moment. Cause that person is laughing, they ain't thinking about that pain, man. They thinking about that laugh where they chucking almost pee-peeing on themselves. Laughter, laughter is something serious, man. What do you say about that, Tucson?
Yeah, I do it all the time. I make sure I do. Joe do. Because why not?
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
enough misery in the land.
Hmm.
So we need some joy. And I got it. And I'm giving it. So
Exactly.
I walk in
Exactly.
hospitals, man, and I say, man, first thing I say most of the time, I say, I know you in here for the food.
Mhm.
See what I'm talking? See what I'm talking about?
Yeah, exactly. See,
Because
that's
some people, I don't want them to visit me in the hospital.
yeah.
They be like, "You sure look bad.
Oh man, oh, what they
You look,
doing to you?
you look,
Woo!
you look like you about to die."
Tucson, Tucson, look at you, say,
Uh,
look, look like you got just one more stop there, buddy.
One more river to cross. They go in there. Look, they go in there. They come in the hospital and say, the Lord laid a song on my heart. Swing low. Sweet chariot coming for to carry me home.
And look, and take some chain out of their suitcase.
God have mercy. Then put him in the grave. You sure look bad. You're not looking too good.
Mm. But boy, I have seen you looking so much better than you looking today.
They not feeding you. I'll be like, don't come visit me when I'm sick. Please don't come. Though you're not invited. Matter of fact, if I die, don't come to the funeral.
Exactly. They come and they look at you and say,
Uh.
man, your doctor must be sick.
Hey, nurse, can you get him out of here?
Exactly. Look, get him out of here. Don't even let him come back. As a matter of fact, you ain't even invited to my house when I get out of here. You ain't invited. Don't even come at my house no more, man. Don't even
They
come
be
out.
like, look right here. They be like, Lord have mercy. If I wasn't sick, I'm sick now.
Exactly, man. You done brought the illness with you, brother. Oh man, look. But that's the whole thing. But that thing about that laughter, man. That laughter, it will bring joy. I say it all the time, man. Laughter to me, laughter is a medicine, and it has healing properties in it.
Oh yeah, definitely,
Mhm.
definitely. I didn't write it. It's in there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
It's in
yeah.
there.
Exactly,
Yes,
exactly.
indeed.
Guess what, Tucson?
Yeah.
Guess what, man?
What?
We got the thespian with us this morning.
The what?
The thespian with us this morning.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I gotta know what the heck is
I didn't say lesbian now for the people that's listening. I did not say lesbian. I say the thespian. We got the thespian with us this morning.
who that it is.
The world renowned actor of actors,
Huh?
stage, screen,
What?
whatever it is, commercial, whatever it is. This guy here can do it, get it done. This is the thespian. This is Mr. Curtis McNeil. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Man, what's wrong with you, boy?
Today Friday, brother.
Man,
Today Friday. Today is
don't give me no introductions like that, brother. Good gracious alive. You have people thinking I don't want an Oscar award, man. What's wrong with
man,
you?
look. No, we wouldn't even diminish your skill and your talent level by saying Oscar. They need to come up with something different, man. They need to come up with something bigger than the Oscar if we're gonna present it to you, brother.
I thought he was gonna come on when he said thespian. I didn't know. I gotta look that word up later on. I thought he was gonna come in and say, "Hey."
Oh,
Boy, you crazy. Oh man, y'all boys is bugging this morning.
hey,
Oh man, what's the word, Thunderbird?
hey.
Talk to me.
Look here, man. We talking about how laughter is a medicine, it has healing property. Talking about how somebody could be in the hospital, man, in on their sick bed, and you could come in there, man, and say the right thing to make them laugh and make them laugh in the right way, man. I'm not gonna say the illness gonna go away, but it will go away for that moment when they're laughing because laughter is just that powerful. How powerful is laughter, Curtis?
It takes 42 muscles in your face to frown, one muscle in your face to smile.
Wow.
Laughter is extremely powerful. God bless the dead, but one of our local, well, I ain't gonna say local, but one of our thespian stars, Robert Williams, actually did a movie centered around just what you're talking about, how laughter can be used as a healing medicine.
Yeah.
The movie is entitled, I don't know if you ever seen it, but he did a movie called Patch Adams,
Oh, never seen that one.
where, yeah, he's the reason why you have him, and I want to say the Black Panther Party, the Black Panther movement is the reason why you have local clinics, as opposed to everybody going to the doctors or to the hospital. You can go to a local clinic for treatment. But if you go back and watch that movie, that whole movie was centered around him using laughter as a form of healing, or what's the word I'm looking for here? Like to calm the spirit, knowing that, okay, I'm sick, I'm terminally ill. He would use laughter.
Like, watch this, Curtis. Watch this, man. The day Friday. Watch this. I got my big word. I had to study for the whole week to get my big word of the week. He used it for medicinal purposes.
Yes, medicinal purposes.
God almighty, boy. I started all week with that one. I did it. Go ahead.
Boy, you crazy. But yeah, that is true. That is according to his work and his studies. That is true.
Yeah.
And I think he even cured a couple people. I think a couple people were cured as a result of his work. I'm not sure, but I think a couple people did wind up. Some cancers went into remission. Things of that nature. But
yeah.
I never studied it beyond the movie.
I'm gonna tell you something. And people may not understand it, man, because people walk around all rock faced all the time, man, and like they can't smile and have a good time. Those are the people that's gonna get sick, man. Those are the people that are gonna get sick because they, I don't know what it is about laughter, man. God put something special in laughter. He put something special in it, man. It's the joy of this world. The joy. Can't get away from that joy. Cassandra, good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Now, hold on. Let me introduce this young lady right here. She's also is a thespian. She's a thespian as well. She's been on stage.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, she's been on stage. She's been on screen. She's been in commercials. She's done it all across the board. As a matter of fact, these two people right here, Curtis and Cassandra, need to get together and do a movie or stage play or something together. And I guarantee you, they talk about ACOT or whatever you call that thing, man, they'll get them all in one performance. One performance, I promise you. That's the, if you, in case you don't know, Jennifer Hudson and Whoopi, all them got their ECOTs, and that's when you're getting on the stage, the screen, and the and the movie. You get the award, in all three of those. You got a, what they call the thing, ECOT or whatever they call it. It's powerful. Cassandra, good morning, young lady, Miss Lady Thesgrin. How you doing this morning?
Y'all in rare form today. I'm serious. I was like, they just a rare form. Like, okay.
Hey, I thought Cassandra was saying, "What's up, dude?"
I want to know that reenactment, Cassandra. I really do.
Oh, absolutely. I would love that.
I want that experience.
I'll tell y'all something. See how that is? Things happen right here on the Morning Glow. Things happen, man. People get connected. Things happen on the Morning Glow. And I'm gonna tell you something. He'll be a great fit too. He'll be a great fit. Really?
He definitely would. Yeah. He definitely would. But y'all were talking about laughter.
Yes.
And the word, I know you said it already. The word of God says that laughter doeth good like a medicine.
Yes.
And one thing that I don't do, and I've had several surgeries, major surgeries. I never have surgery if my spirit is not light. If I'm not if I'm not in a good space, I don't. I've canceled 2 surgeries over the years because I knew that my spirit was not in a good place. I wasn't relaxed. I wasn't. It makes a difference, guys. And it's even been proven that your healing comes better with being lighthearted. And I'm not saying you giggling because you had surgery. I'm saying you are in a good headspace.
Yes.
You feel confident. You're happy. You have joy. And I don't even so much like using the word happy. Joy to me is like, when I say joy, it takes a more spiritual connotation than when I say I'm happy. Joy is something that's in my spirit. Happy may be because something happened during the day that just, makes you smile or whatever. But joy is there, all the time. But yeah, I love to laugh. People think, I guess I'm so serious when I'm on here, but I love to laugh. I love being around people that laugh, and I can be real silly. I mean, I love laughing.
Yes, Lord.
So,
I'm gonna tell y'all something.
This is good.
She can't be silly now. She can't be silly now. Y'all don't see it on here. Oh yeah. She can be silly now. I'll go ahead and tell you that. I go ahead and tell you that. Tucson, talk to me, brother.
Man, I'm like Cassandra. I got joy, and you can't take it.
Yeah.
You can't steal it. It ain't yours. Matter of fact, it ain't even mine when it really comes down to it. But it's on the inside, and I don't let nobody in my space, in that place. That's why when people are going through, or something is happening in my life, in their life, or my life. Matter of fact, but say this, you'd be surprised how much healing is in the comedian's life because they're going through. And they're trying to help somebody else through their suffering. I think somebody said that. They was going through, I think they lost a parent recently. And they was talking about that laughter, being on the show and seeing other folks laugh at his show, comedian, his act. It helped him get through what he was going through. So man, you know what, man, I hate her. Can I say it like this? I hate her sourpuss.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm gonna read.
Get away from me.
I'm gonna read something, and I want you all to explain it to my listeners, to me too, to my listeners too. And this is from John. John said, "I will see you again, and your hearts will rejoice, and no one will take any joy from you, and no one will take that joy away from you." Cassandra, what does that mean? I will see.
Yeah. Okay, so from the spiritual, right? There is something. That's a good question. You know why? Because when I became born again, right? I'm talking about that initial time when I felt the presence of God, and it felt like every weight, everything that had ever come against me just lifted off of me.
Come on.
Man, I was like a nut. I was telling people, and I was so happy. I mean, listen, my trauma didn't change. I didn't get no $1 million. Nothing happened in the natural.
Yeah.
But when that spiritual transformation took place, man, I was like, you would have, what the hell? Excuse my language. But what happened to her? She is like stupid, happy, silly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Stupid, happy, silly. So there is something, and that's really what that is. When the joy of the Lord, when you have that encounter with God, and you really feel the presence of God, and you know boy, something just happened to me.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
And
it is crazy. That's what that is.
And I'm gonna tell you something, Cassandra. For me, I'm gonna tell you something, and I can just talk for me. It may be different from everybody else, but people say I'm the question asking, and I love asking. I love talking to people. I love having dialogue with people. And I'm pretty good with expressing myself. I'm pretty good. I'm not the best, but I'm pretty good at it. But Cassandra, I can't explain that feeling. I can't explain it.
Yep.
I cannot explain it. And that's it's like, whoa, man. I can't. I wish I could tell you. I wish I could explain it to you, but I think you have to feel it for yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow. You went somewhere with that one. Curtis, talk to me, brother.
You know, Sasha got me thinking. When I had to have my bone fusion in my neck.
Hey, Curtis.
Right?
Hey, Curtis, are your windows down, brother? Are your windows down?
No, I'm in the tunnel. I'm going through the fucking every tunnel.
Okay.
I'm almost coming out.
Okay.
But you gotta do your best to make sure that the people that's operating on you, that they're in a good mood too.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they're gonna put you to sleep. And you want them to be in a good place when they put you to sleep. And when I had my bone fusion in my neck, the anesthesiologist said, "Okay, Kirk, Mr. McNeil, we ready to go on and give you your cocktail so you can go to sleep for surgery, whatever." She said, "I want you to, if you can," she said, "just sing your favorite song, right?"
Yeah.
And I don't know why this thing hit me, right? But I started singing Frank Sinatra, One More for the Road.
Lord.
Look, the crazy thing was, everybody in the surgery room, you heard them like,
Lord.
so they all started singing. The nurses, everybody started. We all in the surgery room singing One More for the Road. So by the time the surgeon come in, because they prepping, the surgeon come in, he hear them singing. He said, "Oh, we gonna have us a good one today." He starts singing. I say, "Lord have mercy." I done fell out. By then, I'm starting to fall off to sleep.
Yeah.
And I see him get his tools and everything. He grabbed the tools from the lady. They sang it. I say, "Okay, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be good."
Said the
but
atmosphere.
it blew them. I think it blew them one. Let's just keep it real. I was a black guy. They asked me to sing my favorite song. It wasn't no Stevie Wonder. It wasn't no Michael Jackson. It was Frank Sinatra. For the road. So in their minds, they process that like, "Oh, well, I guess this guy's ready to go. And today, tomorrow, we gotta make sure he's there." But when I woke up and I came to, the nurses was just so nice to me, and they was like, "You just made our day." The doctor came in, he was like, "It's not rare, it's not often that we get somebody and that kind of thing happens." But he was like, it changed the whole mood of my whole staff.
Yes, sir.
And I greatly appreciate it. I'm like, "Look, man, I greatly appreciate you kept me alive, brother." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm glad you ain't let me down the slab, brother. You know what I mean? But laughter is man, oh my God. It feels so much better than anger. I think about my grandma. My grandma used to say, "Baby, you better learn to laugh to keep from crying." And now, that I done got older, I understand what she was talking about.
Exactly. And see that's the thing. I don't know how we got here this morning, man, but I'm loving where we are. Because laughter is needed, man. It's absolutely needed. Let me go to Tucson. Tucson, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
Y'all down my street.
Huh?
Telling you, because I say y'all down my street.
Yes, sir.
That's where I live.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you know, I'm fairly a serious person. I'm always serious, really. Well, you wouldn't think I am, but I'm always serious. I don't play with people. I don't fool around with people's life, and I don't let nobody fool with me.
Yeah.
But I get through by having joy. I don't care what's going on. And I tell everybody, I got going on. You have to find a place to get so that you can have some kind of closure. And laughter and joy and peace and those type of things is where you're going to get there. That's how you get there.
Exactly.
That's how you get through. We talked about yesterday when we was talking about when you're going through, when you're in that place. What you know, but I remember when my father passed. You know, me and my father became friends. You know, in his latter days. But when he passed, I had to find me a place to survive. So I'm there. I'm still there. And so what I do is I get every situation that happens in life from here on out. Find me a place of peace and joy.
Yes.
And it includes laughter. And that's where I say, that's where I abide, right there. You know how they say that, and the peace of God which passes all understanding. I don't have to figure it out. It ain't my job to try to figure this thing called life out. No, I don't do that. That's too much trouble. That'll have you jacked up from the floor, trying to wonder where you're gonna get there, where you came from, and just stay in the corner and hold your head down like put the ostriches put their head in the sand. I ain't doing that. So I stay in that place all the time. I might not be too smart, but I sure enough very stupid. Because this world can have you jacked up. Things happen every day. You think you got one thing right, another thing falls apart. So if you don't find that place, if you don't find them people, I don't let everybody in my circle.
Exactly. Yeah.
I keep it tight. And if you sad and if you miserable, get away from me. Love you from a distance.
Yeah.
Bye. I almost said something.
Were you gonna say bye, Felicia?
But I ain't gonna say that. No. It was worse than that.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
I'll turn it over to Thursday.
Wow. Now, let me ask this question. Before I even do that, too, so I want to get your explanation on this right here as well. Like I asked Cassandra, and I got to go back. I got to circle back around to Curtis too. I will see you again, and your hearts will rejoice, and no one will take your joy from you. What does that mean to you? That's John 16:22. Duzon, you there?
Oh, I'm laughing by myself. Look, I thought that was some kind of obituary.
Lord Jesus.
It wasn't the King James version. I told you that. But that sounds like a salutation of some kind. Is that a word?
Yes.
I'm gonna look it up later on.
You ain't got to. It is.
But say it again.
I say you don't have to. It is. That's a word.
Yeah. Okay. Good deal. But that's just like a word of comfort. That I'm gone, but if I see you later. You this thing that we call what we're looking for in life. When we get where we're going, you're gonna see it, and it's gonna be a total reality. That's what that means to me.
Good deal. What does it mean to you, man? I'll read it to you again. I will see you again, and your hearts will rejoice, and no one will take your joy from you. Curtis, what does that mean to you?
I'm gonna see you again. And for those who thought you was crazy and being fool, guess what? You're gonna rejoice in the fact that guess what? You was right the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have some fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. It's gonna be a party, y'all. It's gonna be a party, and not the party like y'all thinking party. It's gonna be a different kind of party. It's gonna be a party. It's gonna be a party. We're gonna have a good old time.
Hey Ryan, I'm going into the parking garage at the VA. So if I lose y'all, I'll call back since I finished.
Okay, cool beans. Good deal. Good deal. Cassandra, we going to get into what we talked about yesterday. We said we was going to do. We're actually going to have a time of solution. That's what I was looking for. Solution. I forgot the word for a second there. And we're going to talk about some situations that need solutions on much what we talked about we wanted to do yesterday. But before we get there, Cassandra, who is to you the funniest comedian in the world of all times? That I don't care where they go or what they do, they're gonna make you laugh. It's okay not to say me.
Yeah, I definitely I didn't want to put you out there like that, so I wasn't gonna call you.
Okay, don't. It's okay.
It'll probably be to me. Y'all not gonna get this. Y'all not gonna. I know y'all not gonna get this.
Uh-oh.
Bob Newhart.
You're right, Cassandra. We don't get it, but explain to me why.
I know you would. Bob Newhart. Till this day, I pull up his show and watch it and be about to. You know, they say tinkle in your pants.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be about to tinkle. His humor is so offbeat that it's hilarious. I mean, so I know you would expect me to say somebody else, but for me, it's still Bob Newhart. It's still Bob to this day. It's still Bob Newhart.
If that would have been a multiple choice question, and they would have said, Raheem, if you get this question right, you walk away with $1 million. And they put comedians in a line, maybe about 4 of them, and Bob Newhart was one of them, that would be the last one I would have picked for you.
I know, because I love offbeat humor. Mm-hmm. I think it's more hilarious than people just telling you a straight joke. It's that, thing that just catches you and you go like, oh my God, did he say that? I fall out laughing. I can be in the bed watching TV and I'll just laugh out loud watching him because his humor is just so weird. And I like that. So yeah, it would be Bob Newhart absolutely for me.
Wow. Okay.
It would be Bob Newhart. Yeah.
That's interesting. Now I may be off a little bit, but is he the one that was like with Mary? He was with Mary Tyler Moore, was he at all?
No. That's Dick Van Dyke.
Okay.
That's Dick Van Dyke.
Oh, okay.
He was after that. But I love Dick Van Dyke. He's another one that I watch a lot. You know what I like? I like clean humor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like, and that's probably why I didn't use, some of our folks.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like you have to use, vulgar language to make a joke really funny. Yeah. I love clean humor. Mm-hmm. I really, and that was before I became born again. So it ain't just because she's a Christian. Yeah. No, I just love clean humor.
Mm-hmm. Do you think a person have to work hard? If they do not use profanity, do you think they have to work harder to make it funny, or they have to put more work into it?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because people love hearing the curse words.
Yeah.
They really do, mm-hmm. and especially, unfortunately, our people.
Yeah.
It's like every other word is a curse word. They engulf. They're like, oh man, he's so funny. Mm-hmm. I'm like, well, what did he say? Because all I heard was a bunch of curse words. Yeah. Maybe I missed something. I don't know.
like what's funny, the joke or the cussing? Which one of you? What's making you laugh right now?
That's always my thing, because you lose some of it when you have so many, and I mean, it's, like, I'm gonna tell you somebody I think is funny, and even though he uses a lot of curse words, he's telling profound messages. He's giving profound messages.
Mm-hmm.
Cat Williams.
Oh yeah.
Cat Williams.
Mm-hmm.
That man is crazy.
Yeah.
But he's giving, and if you would just listen, he's giving powerful messages.
Yeah.
Right in the midst of them cuss words.
And see, and a lot of times people miss it because he's telling you something, but you're not listening.
He's telling you,
yeah,
you're not listening.
Yeah.
You're so busy just listening to the curse word. His presentation is so over the top that you missing the whole message of what he's trying to say.
Exactly.
But that boy put out some powerful messages, though.
I'm gonna tell you somebody I love, and we're gonna go to Tucson. Cause I know ain't no telling what I'm gonna get from Tucson. He might tell me, go. What's that guy name? That loud talking fella. I can't remember his name right now. But fella that I think is real funny, and he may use a cuss word every now and then, but I don't think he used too much. But that's that Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is funny to me, and he always have is something in his delivery that he's telling you something, much like Cat Williams. He's telling you something without telling you something, but you really got to listen to get it. You got to listen to get it.
Absolutely.
You'll listen to.
I agree.
Yeah, you'll listen to the joke. You'll listen to the joke, and you're like, ah. And then if you think about that thing later on about what he said, there's a message in there, but you missed it. Your laughter made you miss it. Tucson, talk to me, man. Who's the funniest comedian of all times to you?
Well, since y'all went in that direction, I was going to say, what is his name? Well, Richard Pryor. But since y'all, Honesty Man.
Lord Jesus. Lord. See,
Honesty Man. Not a comedian here.
See, I told y'all. I didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all?
Honesty Man.
Cassandra, you see,
Chelsea's River. I like the way he used to count. He do the handball.
Mm-hmm. all I want is
take off my shoes.
All I want is me a uniform.
And don't let him and Bonnie get together. And Andy say, "That's a proud man." Bonnie say, "No, that's a nut."
Lord.
So he finally got his uniform.
Yeah. All I want is me a uniform. I just want
put that rock down, Ernestine. I'm gonna throw it.
Mm-hmm. Put that rock down, Ernestine.
Some of these people don't even know who you're talking about. Would you just tell them which show that's from? He's from
Andy Griffith.
That's from
Andy
Griffith.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We got young folks on here who don't know nothing but Andy Griffith.
You better watch some good TV. Cause look, and then don't let Otis get in there. Otis got a key to the jail. Otis lock yourself up. It says lock it up when you leave, Otis.
Exactly. Lord, but and a little tidbit about the Andy Griffith shows. About history. Do you know that Andy Griffith did all those shows? Everybody got nominated for awards except Andy Griffith. He never got an award.
Come on, really?
He never got an award, man.
Really?
He did. And pretty much everybody, and being all them people, Ernest T. Bass, all them, they got an award or nominated for awards. Not Andy. I don't know if he's
not Andy.
Not Andy.
How he does that?
Ain't that something? But all I want is me a uniform.
A booster.
Huh?
The Darlings.
Mm-hmm.
Don't play that song. It makes me cry.
Lord.
And one that I don't know what he would play. He played a banjo and he never would smile. He said that's a one happy man.
That's a happy nut. That's a happy nut. You know how you do it? You know how you do it? Hold on. Hold on. I got something for you, Tucson. For the people that don't know. Now that is Ernest T. Bass. That there is Ernest T. Bass. He out there serenading. Yeah, he out there serenading woman. The woman don't want now parts of Ernest T. But Ernest T. loved her. I just love her.
She gonna be my wife.
Yeah. Why don't she like me? Ernest T, there's a list of reasons why she might not like you, Ernest. But you was a good fella, brother. You was a good fella.
Ernest T didn't kidnap her. And look, Barney said, you want me to take my back and whoop him? He said, he'll kill you.
And so
he'll kill you.
When I asked about y'all favorite comedians, man, I didn't know that neither one of y'all was gonna go in the direction y'all went in, man. Y'all got me that time. Y'all both of y'all got me. Bob Newhart and Ernest T. Bass, the greatest comedians of all time. What do you go figure? Go figure. Now, let's do this right here. Let's talk about conclusions to situations. What are some of the, Tucson? I think you have a few written down. Cassandra, I know you have some as well. What are some of the things that we need to come up with a conclusion for, Tucson?
You know, Raheem, I don't, I don't write stuff down too much, but I know them. Okay. Let me tell you why I say. When you said that yesterday, the first thing came to my mind, and this is a Christian broadcast, and we joke and clown and stuff like that. We talk about everything that we can talk about. We hardly talk about solutions.
Yeah.
But the answer is why we're here. It says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto. We be trying to do everything that we possibly can do. We go all over the place trying to do this, that, and the other. I mean, we drink, we smoke, we run after this, we chase after this, we get advice from everybody. But the Creator, he's like, I got your answer.
Yeah.
I got it. I am the way, the truth, and the light. And we be trying to figure it out. You don't have to. He give you all the answers, and it don't. You know, people be talking about, well, you don't have to be nothing. You can be you. And he reigns on the just as well as the unjust. He's not in a box. Unfortunately, I know how we feel. I'm talking about us. But he's not just Christian. I don't believe that. I really just don't believe. Because his disciples had a problem. They say, them folks is over there, they doing stuff in your name. He said, look, if they ain't against us, they must be for us.
Yeah.
Leave them alone.
Come on.
You hear what I'm saying?
Come on.
But the ultimate answer is, would you even imagine if he can create this big old universe and world, that he don't have an answer for these little issues that we have in our lives? I'm learning that.
Yeah.
It took me a long time. Matter of fact, I was over 50 till it really dawned on me that I don't have to have all these issues that I have if I seek him first.
Come on.
You know, before I ask anybody else, shouldn't it make sense that I would ask him? Seek him while he may be found, call upon him while he's near. I don't know how far we can go with this, but that's just me. And I tell anybody that. You don't have to be fall on your knees and spit and crawl all over the place and speak in tongue and all that kind of stuff. You just speak to other folks.
Yeah.
If you want something, give what you want to get.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the easiest way to get what you want. Because you reap what you sow.
Come on.
Maybe you're sowing the wrong types of seeds.
Wow.
That's my answer.
That's good. That's good. Cassandra, talk to me. Let's stay right there for a second. What's on your heart? How could people say that they want?
Yeah, that.
No, go ahead, sis. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, Tucson. I mean, hit it right on the head, because the Word of God says that we have not because we ask not, and when we do ask, we ask amiss. So we're just asking frivolously for stuff that don't really count, when all of the answers that we need is wrapped up in the Word of God. And I'm telling you, can I just give a little example? I remember, and this was several years ago, that there was this very quiet deacon's wife, right? She was really quiet. She never really said anything. And I was doing a lot of work. I was working with a lot of people. And one night, 11 something at night, this lady called me and she said, Minister Green, can I come over to your house? And I was like, okay, it's 11:15, 11:20 at night. And she came over and she said, now this is a woman that you barely heard her talk. All she would say, good morning, good evening, so whatever.
Yeah.
So she says, God told me to come and tell you, you're always asking for everyone else, for him to bless everyone else, but you never ask him for things for yourself. And I'm like, wow. And it was the truth. All I could do was cry, because I was lacking stuff, but I was like, okay, I can't ask God for me, but I dang sure can ask him for everybody. It was me. It was something in me that I would not ask God for things for myself. I almost felt like it was selfish for me to ask for things for myself, but I felt it was the right thing to do, to ask for everybody else. And I think if we really sought God, and I learned from that. And I even had an experience with that recently, like a few days ago. I needed something, and I started asking God. I said, God, I really need this to happen by this date. And do you know that God had somebody to reach out to me?
Yes.
To make that, just like that.
Yes.
2 days. I was like, wait a minute now. If he gives me an answer in 2 days, what am I doing? So even at 64, I'm learning that we don't have a lot of the answers to what we need, because we really don't see God's face about it. We have to seek his face about what we need. And he'll give us the answers.
And I want to say this, and this is for some of my listeners out there, maybe somebody that's asking this question, and I like to pose those questions. I think other people may want to know: is it a bad thing? Is it a good or a bad thing to ask for other people and not ask for yourself? Or other side of the coin, is it a bad thing to ask for some things for yourself? Because some people say that when you pray,
it has to be balanced, Raheem. It has to be balanced. I don't do it balanced. I give and give and give, and I don't think about myself sometimes. And that's not good. That's not healthy. I need just as well as the people and whether it's something spiritual, emotional, financial, why would you not ask for yourself when you're asking for everyone else? Because let me tell you what happens. You become depleted. You become sick. A lot of the things that I feel like I have gone through, I've gone through because I neglected me. Because I want to do for everybody else, I neglected me. So now I'm learning you have to start considering yourself. It's okay to love people and want to do for people, but What about you? God wants you to have an abundant and full life.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to be balanced. You need to think about somebody else because some people are just selfish.
Yes.
We need to be selfless.
Mm-hmm.
So that means there has to be balance.
Okay. Okay. Tucson, what do you say? What do you say to that, brother? What's your take on that? Because a lot of times, I've heard both sides of the coin. I've heard what people get and they pray and they, God bless me and bless me and bless me and give me and heal me and serve me and blase, me. And they're not including anybody else. And I've heard other people pray and they ask for things for everybody else and they never include themselves. So what is the I ain't gonna say the right way or the better way, but how should that be conducted? How should that be done?
You know what? When y'all was talking, when Clarence was talking, I was thinking about y'all thought Solomon was stupid,
Mm-hmm.
but I believe that Solomon had the wisdom of God, and his prayer was in God's will. That's why he, based on the question. Can you imagine God asking you what you want?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Mm-hmm.
He make you king, and then he comes back and asks you. Look at this now. Look at this whole big old world here. Now you know God owns everything,
Mm-hmm.
but He, the Creator of the heavens and the earth, got everything. If He can influence anybody's life, He can convince them to give you anything you want. So He says to you. So He says to Solomon, "What do you want? Ask anything you want." Solomon said, "Give me wisdom."
Yes. Yes.
To lead your people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that selfish or is that wise? Because if you take, let me know, Cassandra, if you take care of people, God will take care of you.
Mm. Mm.
Amen to that. Again. Amen. Amen.
If you take care of God's people, I'm going to say it again and again because I'm trying to practice that.
Yeah.
If you take care of God's people, God will take care of you.
Mm.
Yes.
That's powerful.
And you're not going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to help folks, God will send somebody. You don't have to have millions of dollars. God will send you millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
You try to figure out, what I'm doing.
Yeah.
If you take care of God's people, that man wasn't stupid. That's why they said he was wise.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe that he thought about his question, and he thought about his answer before he run his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, and just me. He said, I need the mind of God.
Mm.
That's what we're supposed to have. And so before he asked this question, he considered, let me do something for all these people. How am I gonna make it good for all of us?
Mm-hmm.
So I need to be wise, not smart.
Yeah, yeah.
Because some smart people are stupid.
It's all get up.
Sorry to say that.
It's all get up. Yes, sir.
Yeah. They sharp as a stick, but they can't tie their shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the house. We was having a little gathering, and there was a person there, and it was with another person. And my brother, before he passed, he was saying, "Hey, Donald, that guy right there," he says, "ain't he supposed to be something?" I say, "Yeah, well, yeah." He say, "Do he know his shoes on?" He say, "Do he know his shoes on the wrong foot?"
Wow. Wow. And see, Lord Jesus.
So, some people are smart, but they are crazy as all get out.
And see,
so that's my answer right here. I'm sorry, I got to go to therapy because this is a good conversation here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. An old lady told me once. I heard an old lady say one time before, and she wasn't just talking to me. She was talking to a group of us, and she said, "You know what, baby? Y'all need to understand. You can't be God given, baby. You can't. You can't beat God given, baby. Y'all do what y'all want to do, but you can't beat God given. Some of us got it and some of us didn't. But Cassandra, but that's so true. You can't beat God in giving. You can't beat him.
You wonder why, and I'm going to have to say this because I'm going to step out for a minute. You wonder why takers run out.
Yeah.
Rather than givers. Givers, it might take them a while to get it because they're always giving. But sooner or later, it comes like this, Cassandra. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what it is. But Cassandra, how do you feel about that, man? She said you can't beat God given. Do you agree with that?
I totally agree with that, because I've noticed, and let me premise by saying this. Every time that God gives back, shaken down, pressed, all of that, guess what? It's not always money.
Yes. Come on.
It's not
Cassandra.
always money.
Yes.
And people need to understand that, because the money can come, but your health may be preserved. Your life, you understand what I'm saying? Your child's life might be saved. You understand? Something may come through that had nothing to do with money, but you know that it was something that just wasn't going to happen unless there was some type of intervention. And God does that for you because you bless his people. Let me tell you, that's one thing that ain't nobody and anybody that around me could tell you. You're not going to tell me not to bless people. If God tell me to do something, I'm going to do it. And I do most times with no money.
Yeah.
The events and stuff that I give, no money. I don't have no money, but God opens doors and he blesses. And guess what? I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be alive right now.
Come on.
According to doctors, I should have been gone. But guess what? Every time I have died, every time I've almost died, God said, you ain't going nowhere. You're not finished. I'm not done with you. I don't care who you going to believe.
Yeah, come on.
And each time I've had to say, God, I believe you. I trust you. And guess what? I'm 64. I'm still here.
Yes.
I should have been gone. And I've actually died twice. So ain't nobody can tell me if God has a plan for you. If you be about your Father's business, and I ain't trying to be super deep, super spiritual, nothing. If you be about God's business, I promise you, he'll take care of you. Wow. I promise that.
Cassandra, somehow I'm being steered in this direction right here because I know you can speak on this. I know you can. What do you say to the people, to the young people out there, or maybe people of our age that says that, God don't talk. I just don't hear him talking to me. He must not know I'm here, or he forgot about me because I don't hear him talking to me. What do you say to that person? Because I believe God is speaking to him. I really do. But what do you say to that person?
He is. And guess what? A lot of times we're so busy doing stuff that we don't take the time to listen.
Come on.
God is speaking, but listen, God just doesn't, if you're waiting to hear audible voice, some of us may hear audible voice, but you may never hear audible voice. But guess how God speaks? Through situations and circumstances. Something may happen that you have to go in a certain direction. That's God speaking to you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, somebody may walk up to you and say something, and you go like, "Wait a minute now, how do they know that? They don't know me. You know what I'm saying?"
Yeah.
So God speaks. A lot of times we're not listening, and we're so busy with being busy that we don't get it. We don't hear him. And when he's very clear, because the Bible says that the Holy Spirit leads and guides us into all truth, right?
Yes.
So then how is it that if you believe God, you're trusting God, that your spirit man, not your natural man, not your mind, because your mind will play tricks on you, but the Spirit of God within you is going to direct you. I'm telling you, I didn't believe for a lot of years. When I did start believing, I started hearing God clearly. I heard his voice clearly. I hear his voice clearly. Do this, go there, don't do that. Not the right decision. So it's not that God isn't speaking. Sometimes we're just not hearing or watching for the things, the signs that he gives us, giving us direction.
And Cassandra, I'm going to say this right here. A lot of times people say certain things, but they don't pay attention to what they're saying, because to say that God is not speaking to them or forget that they're here or something like that, that's almost, to me, and this me, that's almost like they're calling God a lie, because God made a promise where he said, I would never leave you nor forsake you. He made a promise. He said, I would never leave you nor forsake you. And so if he leave you and not talk to you or forget about you, then you're saying that God is a liar. And I know he's not a liar. I know he's not a liar. Go ahead, Cassandra.
No, he's not. He's not. I'm going to repeat this. We have to learn how to listen and to watch for the things that God uses to guide us and navigate us through our life. And a lot of people are not willing to do that. You cannot not hear from God when you say you believe in him. That's like a daddy not talking to his children. Your children are walking around, they're trying to figure things out, and your father saying, I ain't talking to you. I ain't got nothing to say to you. Figure it out on your own. No, that's not the kind of father that we have. He wants to guide us. He wants to direct our path. And he does.
Yes.
Through his word, through other people. I mean, come on now. So the only way that we are not getting this is if we're not paying attention. And I'm guilty of that. I'll be the first one to say it has been times in my life when I was seeking answers to stuff. I was not paying attention. I was so engrossed in what I was going through that I wasn't listening. I wasn't listening. You have to listen.
Cassandra, listen. I guess I'm listening very intently this morning, because this game, what if a person is on their way somewhere? They're in a rush. They're rushing to get there. They really got to get to this place. And they walk outside, rushing to get to the car, and a butterfly flies by. And I'm just, this may seem far-fetched to a lot of people, but it can happen. And that butterfly land on their nose and just sit there. And the person is like, whoa. And they pause and they sit there and they stare at the butterfly, and they just in amazement that this butterfly has landed, because a butterfly ain't gonna touch you too much. Sometimes it will. But to land on their nose and sit there and they sit there and marvel over this butterfly for 10 minutes. And then the butterfly, when it's all over, the butterfly flies away. They get back into the cell, they get back into their car, and they go where they're going. And when they get to a certain place, they realize that there was a huge accident the very way that they was going at the very time they would have been there had that butterfly not landed on their nose, and they became aggravated with that. That's not a word. My wife can tell me that's not a word. They become tied up with the that butterfly or that moment, and it saved their life. Can that be a sign of? Can that be a thing of God speaking to them?
Listen, boy, you up my alley right now. Yeah, I've had different situations in my life, and I think I mentioned this once before. My children are prophetic, just like I operate in the prophetic. My children do as well. My grandson, who was at the time 4 years old, right? We were on I-75 heading home. And all of a sudden he says, maybe 4, maybe 3, 4. And he says, Mommy, watch out for that truck. And me and my daughter, we like looking around like, what truck? Wasn't no truck anywhere near us on the interstate. And so he said it again. So I told my daughter, I said, listen, he's seeing something in the spirit realm. Pay attention. We need to be paying attention.
Yeah.
We had not gone a mile up the road, and an 18-wheeler King. I mean, I've never seen a truck moving that fast. And literally, if we had not been paying attention, my daughter, like, we had to like spin around. No car, no way. This is 75 now. You know how busy that is.
Oh yeah.
75. Not, we were able to avoid that truck. If that truck had hit us at the speed that it was going, it would have literally killed everybody in that car.
Wow.
But because he saw something and we paid attention to it, it saved all of our lives. I believe that day it saved all of our lives in that car. And I've had experiences like that over the years. I just want people to know it's real. If you really get into God and pay attention, God will speak to you. He will lead you. He will warn you. He will. Anything that you need, He'll do it.
That's right. And I believe, I absolutely 110% believe that every word of it, because I know, man, I could tell you some stories, man, how God saved me and healed me and protected me throughout my life, man. And I'm just like you, and that you could be anybody that's listening. I'm just like you. I don't know if there's anything special about me or blah, 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 but God, I'm special to God. And I may not be special to a lot of people, but I feel as though I'm special to God. And He protected me in so many different ways, so many different times. Man, I could go into stories, man, about when I was about 3 years old. We out there ready to go fishing. Me and my aunts and my uncles, we out there go fishing. I'm like 3 years old. I guess I'm not supposed to be able to remember this, but I'm like 3 years old, man. We out there with, we got the little hole, digging for our bait. And man, I'm sitting there, trying to get the bait, put them in a little bucket and everything. And my aunt Elsa, she's going home to glory now. She was digging the hole, and what she poured the hole back. She poured the hole back, ready to dig again, and I saw a worm, and I said, "Oh, there go one." And I reached down and I leaned my head and took my head to get him, and bam, in the back of my head. 3 years old, bust my whole head open, man. I guess that's why I'm crazy today. That might be why I'm crazy. Cassandra, do you think that's why I'm crazy? but anyway, man.
Could be.
But anyway, man, yeah. There's a lot of I got so many different stories, but we got other people that just called in. I don't want to take too much time talking about me. Let me go to this. I think this is Shanavia. Shanavia, are you with us?
Good morning. Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Look, we tired, but we still trucking.
There
y'all
you go.
Doing okay? I miss y'all. I feel like it's been forever.
Hey, we miss you too, sis. We definitely miss you,
man. We miss you.
Absolutely.
Hi, Miss Cassandra.
Now, let me ask you this question. We're talking about happiness and being happy. Laughter. What does laughter mean to you? How important is laughter in your life?
Oh, Lord. If I didn't have laughter or some type of humor, I would be a very dull person. I love laughter. That's one of the best medicines, literally and figuratively, that we could get that's absolutely free. And people find it cliche as a therapist whenever we say stuff like that, but it really is. It releases so many other, I'm not going to be a nerd and get into the science and all of it, but I love laughter. Laughter has gotten me through some of the darkest times of my life. And it's crazy because I even have a guy that I was dating who was like, "You laugh at everything." And I'm like, "No, I don't laugh at everything." And then again, maybe I do, but I'm just like, what's the point of me crying about it? I can either choose to laugh about the situation or I can cry about the situation. But either way, the situation is still going to be there. How am I going to handle it? So I love humor. I love humor in everything. And sometimes even whenever it's inappropriate. I mean, I was in a car wreck and started laughing. Like the police, they literally had me do a sobriety test and everything because they thought that I was intoxicated. I'm like, no, I just have a nervous laugh and I don't know what else to do right now. So I'm going to laugh. So I don't know. But I love it. It's my medicine.
Exactly. Now, second part of what we just talked about, God made a promise that I will never leave you nor forsake you. And I told the story about what happened to me. And that's just a little small story. I got other stories that I could tell about how God, healed me, came in and saved me from different situations. if a person say that God is not talking to them no more, it's almost like they're saying God has forgotten about them. But God made a promise. I will never leave you nor forsake you. God is not a liar. So whoever it is, whoever you're speaking to right now, has God forgotten about them?
Absolutely not. I think the biggest, just me personally and on my own walk and journey, you have to develop your own relationship with God. Because I used to say the same thing whenever I was like really younger and really starting out on my spiritual journey, because I was trying to listen for God to speak to me the way that others had told me that he had spoke to them. And what I had to learn was that just my mom has two biological children. She doesn't speak to us in the same way, because one of us needs more assertiveness and the other one just needs a little bit more delegation. So God isn't going to speak to me exactly how he speaks to you, Ms. Cassandra, or anyone else. You have to develop your own relationship with him and allow him to speak to you and however he sees fit. But sometimes we may need a little interpreter there to let us know, like, hey, because I'll ask God for like a sign, like, let me know. You know what I'm saying? But that's the relationship that I have with God. And I think that's the first step. When you get your relationship with him, then he will speak to you. And it doesn't have to sound and look like he's not a one-size-fits-all God. You know, like he develops his own relationship with you, just like you have to develop it with him. So you can't listen for it. You can't listen for him in the same way that he may speak to someone else. Exactly. Hopefully that made some sense.
It made a lot of sense. It made a lot of sense. 508-924-3521. 508-924-35. Want to give us a call? We'd definitely love to have your input. We're talking about happy, being joyful, laughter. And we're also talking about God and how he does exist. And I'm going to go somewhere where I said that, but right now we got Badger on the line. Badger, good morning, sir. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. I wanted to call in before I had to go do my thing.
Yes, sir. I understand that. Good to have you this morning. We're talking about laughter, Badger. How important is laughter to you? When you have that time where you just laugh so hard, where you laugh so hard.
I'd be in prison if I didn't have laughter.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That's been the greatest tool ever. It can de-escalate a situation so well. This morning, and I was just thinking about something Robin Williams said. You know, instead of atomic bombs, we should have atomic bongs. In that whole skit that he did. And you know, I feel that we need, everything is so crazy right now. We need laughter. To be able to handle the stress of everyday life.
And the second part of what we're talking about is God. They say that God, people say that or think sometimes that God has forgotten about them, that you know, he don't remember them, but God made a promise. I will never leave you nor forsake you. So what do you say to the people that say, man, I think God has forgotten about me, man. I don't think he's listening to. I don't think he hear me no more. What do you say to that person, Badger?
They use the word I too much. I'll say it again. They use the word I.
I heard you.
Much. I want to make sure they heard me.
Wow.
You know, I to me is the most dangerous word in our language. It makes everything about self and leaves out the gift of life that we were given. Because it can be taken away just as fast as it was given. So it's everything that is possible in our lives is because of something that is greater than us. And that's something that I feel has been very forgotten in this day and age.
Exactly. That's good. That's good. Tucson, are you still with us? I know you are you able to talk right now, Tucson?
Okay. Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay. What's on your heart, brother?
When you was talking about they're not listening, or he's not talking to them. I think that a lot of people listen to loud noise, and he don't talk loud. He whispers.
Yeah.
To make sure that you're listening. You know how they say that still small voice. He's not in the wind. He's not in the fire. But that still small voice. He's like that. He's like that butterfly sitting on your nose. You really can go and hear him better out of the crowd, because the crowd is distracting. Too much going on in your life. That's probably what the deal is. You got too much in your own will and your own way to hear him say anything, because you talking too much.
Wow.
You trying to figure out. You trying to work it out. You trying to handle it. You trying to deal with it. It's you. Like God just said, what about him? What him? What about checking out? Say, let me say something. Let me just slow down and say, okay, God, I'm listening. You shut up. I'm sorry. Don't say, this joy. Don't tell a person to shut up. Well, I'm saying it today. Be quiet.
Exactly.
Just be quiet.
Yeah.
And listen. He that hath an ear, let him hear.
Yeah.
What the Spirit says. If you're not listening, you're not going to hear anything, because you already got it figured out. So if he seems like he's not paying you any attention, it's a reverse psychology. You not paying him attention. That's what's going on.
Wow. That's good. Cassandra, what do you say to the people? And there's a few people out here that says and really believe within their heart, for whatever reason, that God does not exist. What do you say to them, Cassandra? How can you make it reality to them that he does exist?
No, I don't do that. I just don't do that. Because if you look around you and you see everything that this world encompasses, and you say that there is no God, what am I gonna say? Because all of this stuff just created itself. That's always my big thing. All of the races, everything. I don't care if you get 1 billion years, you're not going to get all of this stuff. Whatever kind of timeline you want to be on, you're not going to get all of the things that we see, we feel, we experience from nothing. I'm sorry, but people want. I will never try to convince somebody that there is a God. I'll talk about the God that I know and the God that I serve, the God that I love. But guess what? Convincing somebody? No, because if a person in their heart does not want, if they believe that they wake themselves up in the morning, they take their first breath on their own, everything they got, they did it themselves. Who am I? Who am I to convince them otherwise? So I don't even spend my time doing that. I'm a witness. If you want to know, I can tell you who he is to me, who God is to me, what he's done for me. But for me to try to convince you, I'm not. That's too much energy.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Wow.
Let every man be persuaded by his own mind. That's what the word says.
How do you feel?
So he has to be persuaded, or she has to be persuaded by their own mind.
Okay, and that's good. That's good. But how do you, when you walk away from that person and knowing the situation and the condition that they're in, how do your spirit feel knowing where they're heading, where they're going to?
Yeah. I never, even when someone rejects God or rejects the word of God from me, I never not pray for them.
Yeah.
So I pray that something will happen to let them know that God is real. There are people that have had near death or death experiences that God allowed them to come back and they don't change. Right there, that lets me know that's a dangerous person.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me you died, God allowed you to come back, and you still don't believe that there is a God? So what can I possibly say that would convince you if death does not do it for you?
Wow.
Nothing for me to say.
Exactly.
I'll continue to pray for them.
Now, we said we were going to talk about conclusions today, Cassandra. What are some of the situations that we need to talk about conclusion and bring it to an end?
Listen, Raheem. Now you know my big one, my big pet peeve is racism.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But we are not going to get a solution to. I don't listen. If we found a solution to racism, I believe that the word of God would just be null and void.
Wow.
Because the Bible I'm just saying now, I'm talking biblically, because the Bible talks about evil being here until the very end. So then if we believe that there's somebody going to come up with some solution that is going to stop people from hating, what? You believe that? We know that love conquers all, but guess what? There are people that are determined that they are going to hate this group, hate that group, hate black, hate gay, hate it. They just go hate. And nothing you say or do is going to change the mindset. So that's just me. I don't believe that because evil and good will be here until the end. I don't believe that we're ever going to be rid of that hatred. I don't believe that.
What is the first way that you would reckon with? And I use reckon because of country. What's the best way that you would reckon with it? Trying to change their minds, their mindsets, or trying to change their hearts?
Oh, it's a heart issue. We know that hatred is a heart issue. So it's not so much their mind, it's their heart is tainted. Their heart is tainted. So if a person doesn't change their heart, their mind ain't about to change.
Yeah, that's good.
You have to change the heart.
That's good.
You have to have a change of heart.
That's good. Tucson, are you able to comment right now? Tucson might be tied up. Cap, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning, Brother Raheem, and of course, good morning to my beautiful, wonderful Morning Glow family. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking me.
Yes, sir. We're talking about solutions. Today is a show that we're going to talk about solutions, and Cassandra put one out there, man. And if you want to comment on that one, you certainly can. If not, what are some of the things that you know in our society right now we need to find a solution to?
Well, man, that's a deep one, Brother Raheem. It's a very deep one. What is the solution to the problem? What is the solution to our problem? Or what is the solution to most problems? It all depends what category that we're looking for a solution in. I just give me a category, because you're throwing a big, you can say, what is the solution to the world's problem? I can just say, ask that with one answer: God. And we'd be through with that conversation. With nobody on there be arguing with that one. So kind of be more specific, so I can, there's, if you're a doctor, there's so many diseases and medical issues that one patient may have. What solution to stop his high blood pressure or his diabetes or his heart is different than any other solution dealing with his kidney disease. So I think you got my point. Give me something really specific, so I can give you what I think to be specific in that solution.
What is a cancer in our community? Let's just deal with specifically with the Black community. What is one of the cancers in the Black community that we need to find a solution to?
Oh, okay. Now you're down my alley. Okay. I think one of the cancers, the most dangerous cancer we got in our community, is self-hatred. Self-hatred. That's a cancer. And what creates self-hatred, if we have to solve or try to eradicate self-hatred, then all of us go into the cabinet and take that vow that says self-love.
Mm-hmm.
And we put that syringe in and we draw that self-love and we shoot it in that patient of self-hatred. Well, what is self-hatred? And what creates the violence? Why it's so easy for us to kill each other? Because I hate myself. Whoa. You mean to tell me that the person who has no problem in showing hatred or dislike or disdain, or even to the point jealousy and enviness, I will kill you. Why? Why you hate me so much? Because I hate myself. If you ever remember seeing the movie The Soldier Story.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful movie.
Mm-hmm.
See, old Sarge.
Yep.
He was hard on his own kind.
Mm-hmm.
What did he say, right? When he was drunk and he was in the road and my man looked at him. He said, I hate myself.
Yep.
But when he was saying, you made me to hate myself.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. So self-hatred is not something that comes out of a vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take a person, an individual, and you deprive them, listen to me, if you deprive them of the necessities that all beings supposed to have, freedom, justice, and equality, you take away from that human being all of those universal principles that God gave us, and you deprive me of that. And then you take all of those principles, freedom, justice, and equality, and you put it in white people in my eyesight. I'm talking about in my eyesight. I see white people got freedom. Ooh, I see white people got justice. Ooh, I see white people got equality. Ooh, but you won't give it to me because I'm black. So I hate myself. Why, God, did you make me black? Because black is stopping me from enjoying life. So I hate myself. But in reality, I hate the God that made me black.
Wow. Wow.
I don't care. I don't care about you, but I don't care about me. Oh, so what is the solution? The solution is I hate myself because I don't know myself. You have took me out of universal history and you have tainted my history to the point that you have twisted it and made us look like that we were savages. And you did us a favor. We brought you Negroes out of Africa. You was walking around with a bone in your nose, running around the jungle butt naked. Look what we did with you, heathen. And guess what? We're going to give you our religion. But it's a religion that teaches the slaves, be good to your master. Because you the curse. You the curse of Ham. You looked on your father nakedness and you was cursed back. So don't get mad with me. Get mad with the God that made you.
Wow.
And then you find the truth about who you are and what you are. I'm not that. I am the chosen child of God. There's not a people that can come on this planet without coming through me first. We are the original people. We are God's people. And all this time I was told a lie. Now that I know who I am, I love myself. And if I love myself, I would do nothing to harm myself. So I give you your cigarettes back to you because I love me. I don't want cancer. I give your drugs back to you. I love me. I give to you everything that has caused my self-destruction. I'll give it back to you.
Yes.
I'm going home to God. I'm the prodigal son. I'd rather be at the doorstep and let them wipe my feet at the door of God than to continue to hustle and to live among these swines. Oh, I'm a original man. So now the solution is I got to know who I am. Get schools that would teach us the knowledge of ourselves. Get schools that would teach us to love ourselves. Get schools that would teach us the true history of ourselves. And once you get that, you'll start injecting self-love. And you'll see a turnaround. And I can that's what's on my heart. Raheem.
Good deal. Good deal. I think we got Toya with a T. Oh, we just lost Toya with a T. Toya with a T. Call back in, sis. Call back in. We gotta hear your heart this morning. Tucson, what's on your heart? Talk to me.
You know how versatile he is. I'm talking about God, the God we serve, and unique. And so when he makes you different, he shows you him.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's how broad he is. There's no individual like any other individual. Ain't that something?
Yeah.
And the unique you, loving that person, makes you really fall in love with him. Just look within yourself. You don't have to look at nobody else. You don't have to go nowhere.
Yeah.
You can be mean and nasty. You can be good as gold. But there's a little bit of him, a whole lot of him, really. It's like the water that runs through your body. It's mostly him that's running through. And you're thirsting for everything, trying to find that void. And the void is him. So you should take another look, and you'll find out how much of him is in you. That's just me right here.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what, I don't try to convince nobody or nothing. Just take another look. You'll find it. That very thing that you kind of avoid, that making you want to, defile your own will. That's who that is, him. He don't want you to have your will. He wants you to have his. And this world will be a better place.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's on my heart right here.
Good deal. Good deal. Toya with a T. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Hey, they doing good. Glad you was able to make it. I know you say you had a busy morning this morning. Glad you're able to make it through. We're talking about what we extending what you said yesterday. We're talking about solutions and what are some of the things in our community that we need to find. What are some of the cancers that's in our community that we need to find a solution to? Toya, talk to me.
I think that one of the first cancers, or one of the first things that we need to change in our community, is our trust in God. I think that we've allowed slavery and some of these terrible things to change the trajectory in which we believe in who God is. But I think even with that, I don't think all the Bible stories that I've heard, us being in bondage seems like we wasn't listening. I think that we allowed people to water down who God is.
Yes.
As if he doesn't have warriors, as if he don't have fighters. And I believe that, the trajectory of slavery, I believe that we did not use that power. Therefore, that's why we're here. So I think that one of the cancers is we've given our power to everyone else. We did not keep our God-given power to ourselves, and then we allowed them to say that a book communicated to us what to do and what not to do, and not God himself. And I think us doing so, we forfeited our power and we are still in bondage. But not only that, I think that part two of our issue is when we, every technique that they use in slavery, we adapted it and we use it. And those are only adaptations to help us further just like ourselves. So when we are born into a home where we're beaten on, when we are born into a home where we are disrespected, when we are born into a home and people are telling us we're not wanted or making comments as if we're not valuable, I think that is the first tier of me loving myself. I think this is before drugs. This is before me picking up alcohol. This is before me having sex. This is the birth of a nation starts with a woman.
Yes.
And when that woman and that man, whatever they pour into me is what I'm going to be. And I think in the Black community, we dropped it because we are very aggressive with our children. We are very outspoken We don't handle each other with respect in the household. So my mom made me feel like she didn't like me, and my mom made me feel like I'm not wanted, and my mom made me feel like she don't love me. How am I going to feel strong in who I am? My dad's not here. So, I mean, he didn't want me. We might not verbalize that, but if that's the state of our reality and no one ever comes back to reassure that that's not the case, how am I going to feel loved at 7 or 8 unless I was taught? So I think in our community, we're not taught these things. We're taught the exact opposite. We're born out of frustration. We're born out of ignorance. We're born out of action and not togetherness and love. And I think when you add up all those qualities from the age of birth to 7, how are you going to love yourself under them circumstances? You've never been told you're loved. You've never been taught that you're loved. You've never been taught what love is, because I think a lot of us in our community, we don't do that right. Out the gate, we're feeling unwanted. Out the gate, we're feeling like a slave, because we already know when I get 18 out of high school, I got to work and give my mama money for rent.
Yeah.
I got to watch my kids. Like, all of those different things have a psychological effect on the human brain, and we don't understand that. So a lot of us come out of the door deprived, and then at 7, I'm going to take it back. Prince even spoke about it. There was this experiment, St. Louis Project, where they sprayed chemicals to our people in the projects. There weren't white people in the projects then. White people had moved out, and we had moved in. In this particular project, they sprayed chemicals to make people more antsy and fight and more aggressive with each other. And that began the rise of the aggression in the Black community. This was a government experiment, and I don't think they stopped. So again, when you look at all of these different influences, like we were talking about other day, that could have potentially made me angry by the age of 7, and then you add another influence, which is from the air or from a chemical, to imbalance my emotions already, or my bodily chemistry already, then here we go. And that's the state of where we are. And I think that those are the cancers. There's multiple cancers. There's multiple components that arise to where we are and why we are in the position that we are.
I want to, because to your point, I think fathers, us as men, have a huge responsibility to the molding of our young people. And I got this thing. I want to play this thing. As a matter of fact, while I'm doing this, Kurt, what's on your heart? We're talking about our solutions right now. While I get this set up, we're talking about solutions right now. What are some of the conditions in our community that we need to find a solution to? What are some of the counsels that's holding us as a people back? Kurt, what's on your heart?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me, right?
Yes.
My biggest solution is to stop the miseducation of the Negro. You understand? The Negro has been miseducated for almost 600 plus years. He has been denied true access to finding out exactly how much he has contributed to this American culture, this American survival, and this whole test. You know, even the establishment and set up thereof. I think that's where we should start. I mean, come on, our nation's capital was designed by a Negro. The whole city. The whole design of the infrastructure of our country was designed by a Negro.
Yes, absolutely.
Every department. So I think in order to create some change, you got to stop the miseducation. You got to call it out for what it is. Oh, you put it all in one. You put it all in one. You put it all in one thing, huh?
Okay, he said you were to get pneumonia. Are you supposed to get the others too?
Y'all supposed to get shingles?
Hey, hold. Hey, Kurt, I'm gonna come back to you, brother.
He told me pneumonia. Okay, I have to go back and get it too. I
Kurt over there.
Okay.
Kurt over there correct.
That's right.
Kurt over there correcting the nurses and the doctors and stuff. He over there correcting the nurses and the doctors. But let me play this clip real quick, and we're gonna comment on this particular clip. If you're able to watch it, watch it. But if not, I think the verbiage would. And I played this clip before. I played it probably about a year or so ago, if not longer. But listen to this clip and just tell me what's on your heart based on this.
Lou, if you walk out of Will's life now, don't you ever come back.
Sit down.
I ain't got time for no lecture.
I said sit down, Lou. You know, Will was doing just fine until you showed up. But now that you're back, you have responsibilities to him.
Look, we're still gonna take the trip.
Oh, bull! Bull! Will is not a coat that you hang in the closet, then pick it up when you're ready to wear it. His life goes on. He's not supposed to be here for you. You're supposed to be here for him.
You get off my back! You think I want this? It just happened! Now, when Will was a baby, I was scared.
Cut the crap, all right? Cut it! Because I've been there. But I didn't run out on my family. I was there every day for them, because that's what a man does.
Fine, Philip. You win. You the man. You a better man than me. You happy? Now, you gonna tell Will or not?
I'm not gonna do your dirty work for you.
Fine. I'll call him from the road.
Yeah, then why don't you do that?
Yeah, I'll do that. Daddy out! What's up? Will, man, I'm glad you're here. Some business came up I gotta handle. So we're gonna have to put our trip on hold. You understand?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Just for a couple of weeks.
I understand.
Yeah. Maybe a little longer.
Yeah, whatever.
Look, I'll call you next week and we'll iron out the details. Okay?
Yeah.
It was great seeing you, son.
You too, Lou.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Will.
You know what? Actually, this works out better for me. You know, the Slimmies of summer come to class wearing next to nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Will, it's all right to be angry.
Hey, why should I be mad? I'm saying at least he said goodbye this time. I just wish I hadn't wasted my money buying this stupid present.
I'm sorry. If there was something that I
Hey,
could
you know
do.
what? You ain't got to do nothing, Uncle Phil. Hey, ain't like I'm still 5 years old, you know? Ain't like I'm gonna be sitting up every night asking my mom, when's Daddy coming home, you know? Who needs him? Hey, he wasn't there to teach me how to shoot my first basket, but I learned, didn't I? Hey, I got pretty damn good at it too, didn't I, Uncle Phil?
you did.
Got through my first day without him, right? I learned how to drive, I learned how to shave, I learned how to fight without him. I had 14 great birthdays without him. He never even sent me a damn card. To hell with him! I ain't need him then and I don't need him now.
Will.
Now, you know what, Uncle Phil? I'm gonna get through college without him. I'm gonna get a great job without him. I'm gonna marry me a beautiful honey, and I'm having me a whole bunch of kids. I'm gonna be a better father than he ever was. And I sure as hell don't need him for that, because ain't a damn thing he could ever teach me about how to love my kids. How come he don't want me, man?
Wow. Cassandra, what did you hear?
This one is not a good one for me because I think most of you would know that I never had a relationship with my father.
Wow.
I remember us only having maybe 4 conversations in my whole life. So this one is not good for me. So I can't really talk on this.
Okay, I understand. Cap, what did you hear, man? And it got to the point where he came in the room, Will came into the room saying, call him daddy, yo, and blah, blah, blah. But then when he went through the spill, Will lost all respect all over again for this man that's supposed to be his dad. And he said, okay, I understand. Lou. And he called him by his name, not dad. Do we understand the importance that we as men hold in our young people like us? At this age, he's a young man now. And he said that, I'm no longer 5 years old sitting there waiting and hoping and wishing and praying that he show up. I'm not that anymore. But at the end, he said, why doesn't he want me? Why don't he want me? Cap, that was powerful to me. What's on your heart?
Well, I really got very emotional. I've never seen that clip, and I was not a great fan of the Prince of Bel-Air show. I do know Will Smith personally, and I got mad love for the brother. But it was a brilliant display of a reality that takes place in the Black community on a constant basis. I don't say it's not a reality that does not take place in white people's community on a constant basis. But I can only address the lack of fathers that's in the lives of these young brothers that's running in the street. And it's due to many things that this lack of fathers of Black men. Their prison rate is very high. We know who populate the prisons. What my brother said, and what Sister T said, I think we all saying the same thing, is education is key. See, education is not talking about a school. That's when education starts, when you send them to school. No. The first school is the home. What education is mother getting? What education is father getting? Is their father. Because that 5-year-old, as he was talking about, at least I don't have to wait. There's a mind that's being developed that's very, very fertile. And how is that mind being shaped in its infancy in the home when a 5-year-old child is deprived of daddy?
Yes.
And remember, to a child, there's no such thing as a no good daddy. And he gets 14 years old. Yes, man, it's one thing that I've known, Brother Raheem, is very real, is that man who's deprived his own son of love lacked it himself. I bet you a donut to $1 that his father didn't give him love either. I told you many, many times, my father was in the home, but he really was not in the home. My father told me, and I told you this story before, he never told me he loved me. This is the truth. This is the truth. I come out of a family of 13, and he never took me or my brothers to a baseball game. He never threw a ball at me. He never gave me a baseball glove because I used to play for the Orioles, Little League, but he never threw a ball.
Yeah.
Never took us to a restaurant, sit across and say, what do you want to order, son? Never. And I said to my father one day, I said, Dad, how come you never told me you loved me? This after I became mature. And he said, son, you had shoes on your feet, didn't you? He said, son, you had a roof over your head, didn't you? And said, son, you had food in your belly, didn't you? I said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What do you think that is? That's love.
Wow.
And I couldn't argue with him because I wasn't mature enough to say Yeah, Pops, that's all good and a bag of chips. But what about the hug? What about the reinforcement saying, go ahead, Dennis. Son, you're going to be great. Don't let nobody knock you down. When they knock you down, son, you get back up.
Yeah.
You never turn your eyes. Look a man in his eyes, son. This world is going to try to take away everything it took from me, but you're going to make it. What about those words, Dad? That's why we in the condition, because we can't pass on manhood, because there's no man to teach you how to be a man. So we keep perpetuating self-destructive behavior, lack of love. And that's what you see on this show. He don't know how to love. His excuses that he'd be afraid that he would expose his insecurity as a father to Will. But Will's not looking at his insecurities. Will just tickled to death to be with my dad.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so sad. Oh, that's so sad. Thank you, Raheem, for showing me, because it's very touching. It's very, very touching. I pray to God that those who look at, especially as we black men, please never sit there and disappoint your children. And women, please, women, God's sake, never deprive even a no good daddy of his child. If only if he's abusing that child. If he's abusing that child, yes. But because you got a beef with him, you help destroy that child's ability to know his father.
Good deal.
I'm sorry, that's what's on my heart.
Good deal. We got Sister Teresa. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Good morning, family.
Good morning. Good to have you with us. Good to have. I know you saw that clip.
Yeah, I was watching the clip, and actually on my way to an appointment, but I had to put it in the car and listen to it. But yeah, I did see the clip, and I have a lot of feelings. I literally cried because not because I have a great daddy. I have a great dad. My daddy was always in our lives, right? He's still in our lives to this day. But my dad didn't have his dad in his life, right? But I don't know why I get teary-eyed about this, because I run into it a lot, and my son doesn't have his dad, and didn't, and he left when he was 15, pretty much the core of a teenager's life, and I felt like I tried to force my son and his dad to have a relationship, because I just felt like that's what was needed. That's what was needed. So I am not the type of woman to ever encourage any woman to keep their child from their man. I don't believe in that. I believe that every child deserves their mom and their dad in their life, no matter what.
Yes.
The child decides. I just believe that. But when we're looking at society as a whole, and we look at what's going on in our communities, we need our men. We need our men. We really need our men. And I think the thing has to go beyond just whoever is your birth child. I think every man has to take responsibility for everybody's child, because if we don't create the village of true manhood, the one that knows better do better, and it teaches, and it becomes like a epidemic to the others. I have a good friend of mine. He and his friends, even though they divorced from their wives, one thing that they do, if you're not taking care of your children, you can't be in a circle. That's how deep it is, right? If you're not taking care of your children, you can't be in our circle. You can't hang out with us, right? So it really has to go back to one, the man taking his reign, but as women, we encourage and be supportive of men stepping back into their role of leadership in our community. We have to. We don't have no choice.
Absolutely.
I think that's the solution to that problem we were looking for. Men take your reign, just like we're looking for God our Father to direct us. Every child is looking for their father to direct them, their earthly father.
Exactly.
Whether it's their biological or their uncle or a neighbor. It has to get to a point where men, if you're a man, you just step up and do what's right for the community.
Exactly.
Teach us, guide us, discipline us. We're waiting for you to lead us to the right, to the right of life. So that's what I think.
That's good.
You know, I know I went on, but it's really deep. And I thought about the Mother's Day, Father's Day scenario, right? How we just go all out for the mothers, but we barely do anything for our fathers. If we can even change that scenario, women, this is to us. We can change that scenario. We just stop doing all that stuff we do for our mom and start doing it for the dad.
Yeah, do something for us. That's right.
Some man,
do something for us.
Yeah, we have to do it.
Give us no handkerchief.
Do something for the men.
We don't want no handkerchief.
We have to, if we're going to change something. We have to start uplifting our men so that they can catch on and do this. And women, we just do what we're going to do because mom is there. Mom is a nurturer. That's how God made her. But at the same time, it's the man who is reigning over the family. He has to reign over the family. So we have to get to a point of just doing that. And I don't know what it is or what that one thing is. It's probably going to be a million things. But we have to learn to love our men, keep them wherever they are, start them from wherever they are. Everybody got baggage. Everybody got baggage. But it should not matter when it comes to the responsibility of taking care of your home and your community. That's all I'm saying.
Good deal. Stay right there, sister. If you can, stay right there with us. We got a few more minutes before we got here. Hang out with us. Let me go to Toya with a T. Toya with a T. I know that clip, man. That clip. I actually played that thing maybe a year or so ago. When I can't remember exactly when it was, but every time I see it, man, it had tears come to my eyes. It really did, because only thing he wanted, even at the age that he is right now, that he was at that particular time, only thing he wanted was his dad, man. That's all he wanted was his dad.
Yeah.
That's all he wanted. Go ahead.
That's all we want.
Yeah.
That's right. This thing is a connection here. Can't have one without the other. And whatever, I mean, even animals cry for their parents. They're both when the parents get gone. Probably not so much so for the father, but if you're a being and you know that you have a connection with that being, of course you're gonna yearn for it. I mean, it's natural. You know what I mean? You're gonna yearn for anything that is yours, in my personal opinion. You know what I mean? So, of course, with that right there, that is a very key and pivotal point on what is going on with America, what is going on with humans, what is going on with humanity. You know what I mean? There are missing links, very vital missing links.
Yes.
That make us who we are. And when we don't have those links, everything is haywire, and it's like we don't know how. But that goes back to that manufacturer manual I was talking about yesterday. That go back to you building this thing and you got these pieces missing because you ain't never really looked at the manual. You don't know who the manufacturer is. You don't know how to put it together, and you threw the instruction manual out with the box. So now here we are trying to be whole, but we're not, because we got pieces missing. And sometimes the pieces are the most detrimental, and that's our mothers and our fathers. And sometimes we do have mothers and fathers in our corner. But the next part is some of our mothers and fathers were toxic. They might not have known. They probably didn't understand. We all out here just living, being humans, and learning things and making mistakes. But some of us have made some very detrimental mistakes after they've had children. And there are consequences for that. And that's why we are where we are. So whether you knew or not how detrimental you was going to be as a father, whether you knew or not being in their life was going to be good or bad, whether you knew that or not, the fact of the matter is that once you do it, if you don't follow the instructions the right way, if you don't put it together the right way, it's not going to be whole, even if it's put together.
That's good. That's good. Tucson, talk to me, brother. Are you available? Tucson, are you there? Okay.
Wake up and go to sleep.
There you go. There you go. Wake up and go to sleep. Because Sandra, and the powerful thing, and I don't want to harp too much on this because I know it's kind of sensitive to you, but the most powerful part about this, or the most heartbreaking part about this, is only thing he wanted, Cassandra, only thing he wanted was his dad. That's all he wanted. He was, so excited. Walk in the room, Daddy-o! Happy. He about to spend some time with his dad. They about to take a trip together. That's something he probably been waiting his whole life to do. And then disappointment sets in all over again, to the point where he don't even call him dad anymore. He said, "Okay, Lou."
Yeah. But that is what is so important. And I wish that more men and women, because women can be toxic in these relationships between their children and their fathers.
Yes. I
don't give a rat's butt about you and him and what y'all going through and what you don't want it. He don't want you no more. I don't care. That's on you. But to keep him from his children, to talk negative, I never, ever talk negative about my children's father to them. Never. And they'll tell you that now as adults, because I don't believe that is what we should do. Exactly. Because I know how painful it was for me to grow up without my father. I did not want my relationship with him to impede his relationship with his children.
Yes, that's good.
So women need to learn to stop being so caught up in your feelings that you are causing these children to miss out, and these men to miss out on their relationships with each other because of your selfishness. So it was very painful for me. No one kept my father from me. That was a choice that he made. He was an NFL player. He was making big money. He was traveling. He had all these women, blah, 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 blah. And he didn't have time for me. And even after he retired and was getting sickly and everything, I still reached out. But he didn't want it. He didn't want it. You cannot make somebody have a relationship with you. But my entire life, and he died 3 years ago, my entire life I spent just trying to get him to love me. And to talk to me.
Wow.
Very painful. Very painful.
And those cuts, those are the cuts that cut real deep in you. They cut real deep, because you asked the question that Will asked at the end of that clip. Why? What is basically? Yes. What is wrong with me? Why don't he want? What did I do? Yes.
Yeah. What did I do? Yeah.
And so,
exactly. Exactly.
It's all like, wow, man. And I'm gonna tell you now, I'm transparent as I could be, man. Tears came to my eyes, man, just watching the clip, because it was the way that they displayed it. It was so powerful and it was so real, because a lot of children are walking around with that ideal. What's wrong with me? What did I do?
And that is the question that you ask. That is the question that a child that is not having a relationship with their father, that is what you're asking. What did I do? And the child hasn't done anything.
Nothing.
They didn't ask to come here. Nothing. The child has done nothing. It is totally on the mother and the father.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. I'm very hard on women that keep the men from their children. That I have no respect for them. Ain't nothing they can say unless he was beating her, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And being abusive to him and the child. That to me, that's about the only way that you should be trying to keep the father away.
Exactly. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Curtis, what's on your heart, brother? Are you free?
Well, I seen and I heard that clip. I seen it before when it aired. The first thing I would say is, in my opinion, most of the kids we got that's walking around in that state of anger and confusion, a lot of it is because there's no resolve. What I heard and is it was a perfect example of an African-American male child finding resolve.
Now serving
right?
029.
Because if you listen to the can do this on my own. I'm going to college. I'm going to graduate. I'm going to get me a beautiful wife. I'm going to have beautiful kids. And I'm going to take care of my kids and show my kids, in so many words, you were saying, show my kids the love that he failed to me.
Yes.
And I will not ask any advice from him because he has not shown me that he's capable of even giving me the advice. So when I first saw it, you know, I teared up too. But I teared up in the fact that, yeah, he was going through a situation, and then he morphed into finding a resolution, finding an answer to all of those problems. So, you know, I kind of processed it like that.
But Curtis, even with that, Curtis, even with that, and you're absolutely right in what you're saying, but even with that, at the end of the dialogue, when he said all the things that he was going to do, all the positive things that he was going to do, he catapulted back to, why don't he want me? Why doesn't he love me? Why doesn't he want me?
That's not a catapult back, brother. That is an answer. That is resolution. And saying that, oh, I get it now. He don't want me. But because we hear it from the perspective of the father didn't want the son. Sometimes you got to feel it from the perspective of the son is finally admitting an inconvenient truth, a truth that he has never been able to admit to himself before.
I can go with that.
Because of that, it catapults success. If that makes sense, what I'm saying.
Okay.
I just had this conversation yesterday with one of my colleagues. It is, in my opinion, that there has been so many things done in terms of the African American male that at this point in time, if we don't step up, protect our women and protect our children, and I almost hate to say because don't nobody belong to nobody. But in the grand scheme of things of a society, a group, if we don't stand up and protect them, or at least stand up and be that thing that says, no, you're not going to do that to ours, we may be standing the risk of losing the last remaining levels of respect that we actually have. You know, I'm reminded of people like, what's the lady name down there in Georgia, Miss Ruby. I'm reminded of things like that. That when that whole situation went down, her y'all was supposed to be surrounded by African American men.
Exactly.
No, y'all not gonna come here and do this lady like this. So, you know, some of us would process what we heard as a kickback, but from a therapeutic standpoint, that was a successful outcome because he was able to say, admit, and accept an inconvenient truth of, you know what, he just don't want me.
But and to your point, I'm agreeing with what you're saying, but to me, from where I'm looking at it, that doesn't make it hurt any less, though.
But the hurt is going to always be there.
Yeah,
It's not meant to make the hurt any less.
Yeah, I understand.
Trauma, you will never be able to remove that hurt. That will never leave. Cassandra or my other girl.
Shanavia.
Girl name.
Shanavia.
Yeah, they'll probably be able to tell you, Shanavia, they'll be able to tell you more than anything. I mean, I have trauma that came from my father that, listen, I will always be at some level of pain when I process that. But the resolve is that I don't process that, for example, with displaced anger.
Wow,
I
that's
don't
good.
process that with, you know what I mean, being physically aggressive towards people and or towards my significant other.
Absolutely.
I process that from the level of, this is what I learned. This is what I gained. This is how I will accomplish this set of my life moving forward. That's what it is.
Good deal. Good deal. Keep this one. We got about 12 more minutes before we get out of here. Tucson, are you back with us?
Yeah, actually, I just got done, man.
Okay, good deal. Now, did you hear the clip at all?
Yeah, Will Smith.
Yes.
No. Yeah, I heard it. I had to.
I had to take another look at that. See what. That's kind of rough when you have this repeated activity go on over and over again. The lack of a caring parent, not only father, but you know, I know we put a lot of emphasis on men and out of the home, but I'm talking about family as a whole.
Yes.
Both parents, regardless, even in this society that we live in, because every once in a while, relationships don't make it. But that's not an excuse for you not to be an influence in your child's life.
Exactly.
And sometimes it's hard because the one parent deprives the other one of that relationship with their child. That's not a good thing. Y'all don't have to get along, but that child needs both of them. I don't care if you don't like them. You don't even have to care for them. You had that little 20-minute activity, and there that child comes. I say 20 minutes. You know, I might be stretching it for some people. I don't know what that is, but it don't take but a moment. But you need, you just got 18 years, 17, 16 years to try to help that develop that child, and then you can go on about your business, go about your life. But you got to try, and maybe you 5 years too late. I mean, not too late, but maybe you miss 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, start now. Right where you are. Here's like Will Smith. He was almost a grown young man.
Yes.
But he still was excited about having that father. And then he lost the opportunity. And you know what the thing about I saw it? It hurt just as bad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ain't that something?
Absolutely.
And people are like that because whether you know it or not, you don't even have to, let me just throw this out here, you don't even have to like your mama.
Good Lord.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to say that. Yeah. I mean, people, really. I mean, really. People, Raheem, you know they got people that don't like their parents?
I'm sure there's some out there. I'm sure there is.
Yeah, there's some out there because some of the parents done them bad, unfortunately. But the healing process won't be complete until you fix it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's going to be hard. It ain't nothing said it's going to be easy. But I'm saying to anybody that would just listen, you know, just pay attention to it. Every time you see them, you're angry again.
Exactly.
The reason why you keep getting angry because you ain't fixed it. I'm just saying.
That wound is still open.
One thing about what you said is, one thing about you said that you can change a person's heart or whatever. Here's what you can do in a person's life. You can either plant a seed or water it. Going on about your business. Somebody else gonna come along and water it again and nurture it, but you can't do nothing about the increase. So keep it moving.
Exactly. Good deal. We got Sister Friday. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning? I think she just froze up on us. Yeah, I think she just froze up on us. Can we hear you, sister? Can't hear you. Can't hear you. I see you talking, but we can't hear you. Okay. Let me go back to Toya with a T. Toya with a T, what's on your heart? Cap, coming to you next.
Yeah, no, listen, no matter how old you are, you're still gonna have to crave. You're gonna crave for what's right.
Yes.
Whether it's normalcy and you got two crazy parents, whether it's not normal, you're still gonna want both parents. Whether it doesn't matter. Again, when it's yours and it's spiritually connected to you, I think you're going to crave for it. And I don't think that it has an age limit on it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like my father just passed away 20 years. I still crave for him. But I remember so many times when I was younger, he got on my nerves. You know what I mean? Like, we don't even know how good we got it until it's gone. And I think all of us can experience that when it comes to having parents. But it doesn't matter. It's not an age limit. There's not a race or a criteria or a gender or sexual preference when it comes down to loving of a parent. That is the only thing, in my personal opinion, the only other thing other than yourself that's going to keep you going in life until you start having your own kids. So any kind of disconnect without one of them is definitely going to have some kind of disconnect inside of you. But you got to learn how to overcome that. That's why God replaces whatever missing links, whatever missing pieces we think we have. God is a replacement of that. God, he'll fill all that up, because I think he knows that it's a requirement to be whole. But sometimes when the pieces just don't come together, he still needs something to kind of keep that space filled. And that's where he come in at adopting you as his own, child. But no, a parent is very vital to our success.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I say I was going to Cap next, but Friday, I think she fixed her line. Let me go to her. Then I'm going to circle back around to you, Cap. Friday, good morning. How you doing this morning? Friday? Someone wants your volume, sis. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Call in 508-924-3521. Call in on the phone line. Cap, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
Well, dear brother, I think everyone expressed a very serious emotion. I'm here now, 69 years old, and I have many nieces. Oh my God, more nieces than I do nephews. I'm a family of 13, and all of my brothers and sisters have a minimum of 5 children, of 5. Some have 8, and then their children have children, and their children have children. So
yes, sir.
When I have a family gathering, it is dominated by female nieces and very little male influences. There's no protector, because the nature of the little girl is to feel the great protection in the arms of her father.
Yes.
By innately believe that the male, so my grandchildren, my girls and my my girls, my nieces, my girls, they draw to Captain D. Because I'm solid. When they come over my house, everything is in order. I'm married. They see me functioning with my wife. It gives them hope that there could be a marriage. Look how Grandpa deals with his wife. I love you, Grandpa. Come here, girl. One of my great nieces, oh, she's 7 years old, cute as a button, stayed over after the 4th of July. Never met her. She's 7 and so brilliant. But she told me her father died, and she said she was 5 years. She's very good articulated. And I seen her hurt, and I said, I'll be your daddy. I'll be your uncle. When I said that, so help me, Raheem, she came and hugged me.
Wow.
And been at my side, like, I need this. And she wanted the warmth of a man who's going to, but at the same time, she's not going to stay with me. But that look in the desire to find a daddy could be dangerous for a girl 7 years old. That she may run in the wrong arms of a wrong person who said, I want to be your daddy too.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I try to not to be like my father, even though I see some of my father's ways. But to be honest, and I don't like to say this, but my father took advantage of some of his daughters. This is the truth. And this is one of the dark parts of my life. he was good at one end, but I used to wonder, why did he do that? Why did you take advantage of your daughters? Man, I got scared because I thought that's with some DNA stuff. And there's a child, I'm thinking, will I do that?
Mm-hmm.
So I decided not to have girls. But everything around me is girls.
Yeah.
But now I have to protect these girls.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't be the man that I really, really want to be. The only example that I can be as a man, Raheem, is to take God as my example.
Yes, sir.
God, Raheem,
yes, sir,
is my example of how to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
If I take God as my example, I just don't believe I could go wrong.
Absolutely.
My wife is sitting listening to the show, and we have no children, me and my wife.
Mm-hmm.
But she yearned so much. And as she was talking about how, now she heard Sister T talking about, if you don't have it, you have to learn how to overcome it, because it is a pain that she suffers from. She loves children.
Mm-hmm.
But God, it ain't over with. We just got to do some things to be able to overcome that. But women have love to be able to have a child to keep it in the life of a man. And then some families break up because she can't produce or he can't produce.
Yeah, yeah.
And that becomes a problem also. Thank you, Raheem, for giving me this great opportunity to express my feelings. And I'm not the same I came on this morning. You put something heavy on me, dear brother. You really did. You laid it on me thick. I like what Kurt said. Sister Cassandra and everybody. Sister Cassandra, get your couch ready. I'm Captain all messed up now. I gotta go lay on the couch and get some therapy.
There you go.
Head y'all with that's head all bad right now. Thank you, Raheem. That's what's on my heart.
Okay, good deal, good deal. To God be the glory, brother. To God be the glory. We got Friday. I think we got Friday on the phone lines. Friday, what's on your heart, sis?
Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
I'm late to the game, but what are we talking about today?
The importance of a father in their children's lives. That's in a nutshell. That's what it is. The importance of a father in their children's lives.
It's essential. I'll keep it brief and summarize as we wrap up the show. But it's essential for a father to be in a child's life or to represent that father figure to a child. As it was already stated before, the balance of their own makeup of being a person, like to see that on both sides. I think a lot of times, in my mind, we see a lot of things that we see in society and politics across the board is because of the lack of fatherhood in different people's lives. I think that some of the push and policies and rejections and claims of aggression and this, that, and the third is from a political standpoint and policy standpoint, it's because it's being reared by people that are still hurt by the absence of their father or by actions of their father. I think that the plight for a lot of women, though successful, comes from the absence of that male figure, that father figure in their lives across the board. And I'm not speaking just from a Black African American standpoint, but especially for the Caucasian race. You know, I think I believe that there's a lot of that there because of the absence. So it's essential. It leaks into so many different crevices and cracks that shows itself and rears its ugly head in so many different ways. You know, and really at the end of the day, if you can't fix those relationships, maybe they passed away or so, you know, because there's several different reasons why they're absent. You know, like my dad's dad died when he was 8, leaving a whole house full of kids, and that impacted him. You know, in terms of just not knowing how to deal with that loss, and I saw it in my life. So it's generational, those impacts of fathers not being there.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, I think it's time for us to get out. Let me go to before we go. Let me go to Teresa. Teresa, what's on your heart, sis?
Oh man, this was good today. I think it helps with. I know you started out with just some solutions, and I just to recap, what I've heard is that one, the best solution that I heard was we have to get in a relationship with God.
Yes.
And even the Bible speaks of that. The word says, "Seek ye first, so that everything else be added." So when we think about that, we got God, and then all these other issues that we have, all of those things can be added in that solution. So we have to lean and depend on God. His word already said He'll never leave us or forsake us. So why are we sitting in despair? Why are we sitting in worry? Why are we sitting in anxiety? Why are we sitting in all of that when we know that we have a God who can and we have a God that will? I like the fact that what we did today was make an awareness that we need our men and we need our women. We need our family. That's what creates the community. If we can go back to the basics, and the basics is God first and family, everything else will come together. I just believe in that. But I just wanted to just say I love everybody on this phone,
Hey, love you too.
on this station. I think it's a wonderful outlet, and to the gentleman that said that, thank you for allowing us to express ourselves and be safe in expressing ourselves. Everybody here is authentic, and that's why I like coming on. It really helps with what we're going through on a day-to-day.
Yes.
If everybody can be true to themselves, then we can be true to the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you. To God. Hey, to God be the glory. And I want to thank everybody for joining us. And I want to thank my TikTok family as well, man. We got a huge building the whole community over there on TikTok as well, man. I wish they would call in a little more so they can actually be a part of the conversation. And I'm gonna keep giving the number 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Definitely an appreciation of you being here. Thank you, and continue to share the broadcast. All the stuff that y'all do, we really appreciate it here, man. TikTok is another part of the family now, and so I want to welcome them on board as well. Now, let me see who I got on the line. Let me go to Cap. What's going on at 3 o'clock today? Put you on the spot, brother. DKMmediagroup.com at 3 o'clock. What's going on?
Hey, come on. What's going on at 3 o'clock today is Captain Dennis. My show starts at 3:30.
Okay.
You can catch me. I don't know what I said, but I appreciate the shout out. Let me try. I'm gonna give it a tip. Let me see.
Okay.
You can listen to this show at 3 o'clock in its entirety. Tune in on WKM
www.dkmmediagroup.com. There you go.
www.dkm mediagroup.com.
Yes, sir. There you go. Yes, sir. At 3 o'clock.
Be able to listen to the crazy madness of Sister Cassandra in Tucson. And no, I'm just kidding. No, you tune in at 3 o'clock, y'all, and you can hear this in its entirety.
Easy.
A wonderful, wonderful show, a very touching show.
Good deal.
So tell everybody about it.
Absolutely.
The great DMK.media show.
Good deal.
I hope I said
you got it. You got it. DKMmediagroup.com. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now I'm gonna put Teresa on the spot. Teresa, you still with us? Teresa, you there? Teresa, are you available?
You called me?
Yes. I need you to do me one favor, okay?
Okay.
Pray us out, sis.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. All right. Father God, we come to you today, humble as we know how. We want to thank you. We love you. We praise you. We want to give you all the praise. Lord, bless everyone that is on this call. Bless the world. Lord, let them know that it is you that is
is the answer to the question. As we were thinking and talking today on what is the solution is being with you, having a relationship with you, being guided by you, knowing your word so we can speak it back to you. And God, as we go on in our day, we ask that you bless, we ask that you uplift, we ask that you empower all our people to just honor you. It is in the gracious name of God that we ask for these prayers and ask that they be granted. In your son's name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Good deal. Been a great broadcast. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DK Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your morning. It is now, what time is it? It is now 10:09. Let me stop that music from playing in the background there. Give me 1 second here. We'll take care of that. Powers. There you go. I want to thank everybody for joining us. More than that, I want to thank you for allowing DK Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your morning. It is now 10:10. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me 2 favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we are certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number 2, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And then we shine some of this light on you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other. And please, please, please be blessed. Talk to you Monday morning. God say the same. Love you, and give somebody some love and truth. They would appreciate it, and I'm sure that you will as well. Have a great weekend, y'all. Love you.